Lord Norian, do you have a moment? Just as Lady Clelia and I were about to return to our private rooms after the meeting in the dining hall, Captain Delsim called out to me. What is it, Captain? I was hoping we could talk for a bit, if you're free. Elna, you should take this time to catch up with your comrades. I will head back to my room. A quick glance around revealed Sasha of the Royal Guard waiting in a corner of the room, ready to discreetly follow and guard Lady Clelia. Sasha met my gaze and gave a slight nod. Very well. Before I knew it, Captain Delsim, Walter, and the 8 newly appointed party leaders had gathered around me. I wondered what this was all about. What did you want to discuss? Whoa, no need to be so on guard. It's nothing bad. We just have a few things we'd like to ask you since you've been with Lady Leah and Lord Alan all this time. I see. It was only natural that questions would arise after they suddenly started working with Alan and the others. I understand. First, we want to ask about the detection magic that Lord Alan, Lady Sharon, and Lady Selena use. What kind of magic is it? I explained the principles of the detection magic and its range just as Alan had once explained it to me. Incredible. Is such a thing even possible? Well, I've seen it with my own eyes, so I have no choice but to believe it. But for not only Lord Alan, but Lady Sharon and the others to be able to use it as well. Alan, Sharon, and Selena are soldiers. It is likely a secret art known only to their military. The army Lord Alan belonged to must have possessed terrifying power. If I can help it, I'd rather never encounter such a force. Then again, the general of that army is our leader, so perhaps such worries are needless. I could only agree with Captain Delsim's opinion. There was no way we could stand against an army equipped with artifacts like rifles and blade knives. Lord Norian, I don't think it's wise to refer to Lord Alan, who was to be Lady Leah's consort, so informally. Lord Delhi, a senior member of the Royal Guard, chided me. No, Lord Delhi, Delsim interjected. Based on his actions, Lord Norian has been permitted by Lord Alan to address him that way. Lord Alan is a very approachable man. While things may have to be more formal once the kingdom is founded, we too should aim to serve him well enough to earn that same trust. Understood. I know Lord Alan is a mage of rare talent, but what about his swordsmanship? I had the chance to cross swords with him in the town of Gotania, but it was over in an instant, so I couldn't get a good sense of it. Alan is a master of the Corinth style of swordsmanship. If I had to describe his skill in one word, it would be tremendous. Corinth, I believe that was Lord Alan's family name. I see, so he comes from a line of swordsmen so great they founded their own school. Still, Lord Norian, tremendous doesn't really tell us much. I was shown Alan's trump card once. His trump card? Lord Alan trusts you that much, Lord Norian. So how was it, that sword technique? It was tremendous. I cannot imagine there was anyone in this world who could stand against it. I believe he could defeat the Sword Saint and the Sword King at the same time. What? The Sword Saint and the Sword King? Simultaneously? I can't even fathom it. I see. Tremendous, indeed. Lately, Lady Leah and I have been receiving training from Alan and the others in the Corinth style. What? Lord Alan is willing to do even that? If possible, we would be honored if he would teach us as well. If it's just the basics, Lady Leah and I could probably teach you. Lady Leah has become truly strong. I doubt anyone here could easily defeat her. In fact, you might even lose. Lord Norian, are you being serious? You think we would lose to Lady Leah in a sword fight? Even I lose to her about 1 in 10 times. Ooh, incredible. She has become that strong, and in such a short time? She must have endured training that would make one bleed from the eyes, as expected of our master. Men, From tomorrow, we will redouble our sword training. There is no point in a royal guard that is weaker than their master. Yes, sir. The reason Lady Leah is so strong is that the Corinth style suits her. She would have a harder time with the divine sword style. Speaking of which, I heard the astonishing rumor that Lady Sharon and Lady Selina surpassed Lord Alan in hand-to-hand combat. Is that true? Yes, it's true. They call their techniques martial arts. While it's similar to the hand-to-hand combat we know, it is a different discipline in many ways. The gap in skill between Alan and the two of them is small, but he has yet to win even once against them. Yet to win even once, you say. Does that mean they spar regularly? Yes, Lady Leah, Alan, and I are all being trained by them as our masters, but they treat me like a child. Lady Leah as well? But for you, Lord Norian, one of the most skilled among the royal guard, to be treated like a child. Just what is this army Lord Alan belonged to? No, it doesn't seem that those two are the standard for their military. Sharon and Selina are said to be the daughters of a hero from Alan's country.
A hero's daughters? Yes, a hero who, to save his people, sacrificed himself while surrounded by thousands of enemies. Unbelievably, it's said he took more than half of them with him. Alan seemed to truly respect that hero. Thousands? And he was alone? What a hero. It's hard to believe, but for the one and only Lord Alan to hold him in such high regard, it must be true. The child of a great man is not always great themselves, but those two are clearly no ordinary people. Now I understand why Lord Alan dolts on them so. During the recent bandit subjugation, those who fought alongside them told me that Lady Sharon's and Lady Selina's command was exceptional. I suppose the blood of a hero truly makes a difference. Perhaps so. To have met such people, what a stroke of luck. It can only be that the heavens are on our side. I could only agree completely with what Captain Dowsum said, but when I traced it all back, I felt it was all thanks to Lady Clelia's virtue and good fortune. As expected of my master, Lady Clelia, she is undoubtedly also loved by the goddess Luminous. Everyone's interest in Alan and his companions was endless, and our discussion continued late into the night. I went to the baths intending to take a morning soak, and even though dawn had just broken, there were already several people there. I heard they weren't adventurers yet, so they were planning to head to the guild early to register. Apparently, about 10 of the Margrave soldiers hadn't become adventurers yet. There probably wasn't an adventurers guild where they had been hiding out. Last night, Selina and Sharon had been able to learn the healing magic Heal without any problems. Well, given the quality of the work I made, that was to be expected. Afterward, I made and sent them a bruises version and a broken bones version, so Selina and Sharon should be able to handle most injuries now. I really should have made these sooner. Captain Dowsum handed me a list of the finalized party leaders and their members. Of course, I couldn't memorize it all right away, so I had Nanom commit it to memory. Nanom, for a while, I want you to virtually display a tag with the person's name above their head when a clan member enters my field of vision. Oh, and can you color code them by party? Make the leader's name bold. Acknowledged. This should help me learn the faces and names of the clan members. At 10 o'clock, Miss Karina arrived with 3 appraisers from the guild in 2 carriages.
I immediately led them to the room where we were storing the spoils of war. Miss Karina, these wooden crates are... Yes, they are. Is something wrong? I asked. These boxes are custom made by the Commerce Guild. They're the type used to transport goods between guild branches. In other words, the contents of these boxes originally belonged to the Commerce Guild. Looking closer, I saw that about 70% of the crates were of the same design. That has no bearing on the appraisal, of course. Lord Alan, you must have avenged the guild members who were transporting these goods. Thank you very much. Not at all. That's what the designated request was for. The appraisers began checking the contents of the boxes one by one. Two of them were jotting down notes while conferring with each other. The items were mostly magic stones and various monster materials I didn't recognize. They might have been in transit from Gantz to somewhere else. Finally, the appraisers carefully examined the 10 gems, 2 necklaces, and 3 bracelets that were laid out on a table using something that looked like a magnifying lens. Once that was done, they began calculating the total. Lord Alan, we have the appraisal, one said, handing me a memo. This was apparently my copy. Whoa! The grand total was 252,450 genie. Looking at the breakdown, a single bracelet was valued at 105,000 genie. It was probably the one with all the large gems. As expected, the other high-value items were also gems and precious metals. I understand. We'll go with this price. I didn't know the first thing about the value of these items, so I had no choice but to trust Miss Karina and the Commerce Guild. As I gathered more data, I'd probably be able to make my own judgments eventually. Miss Karina handed me 252,450 genie. All right, we will begin loading the items now. Understood. I'll have some people help you. As I stepped out into the hallway, I saw a group of about 10 people walking by. According to their name tags, it was Kinney, the leader of Satellite Squad 8 from the Margrave's army. Hey, Kinney, could you give us a hand carrying this cargo? Right away. With 14 people, we had everything loaded onto the guild's cargoes in no time. I thanked Miss Karina for coming, and the 2 Commerce Guild carriages departed from the clan home. Lord Alan, how much did it all come to? Kinney asked in a low voice. Don't tell everyone else yet, okay? It was a whopping 250,000. Whoa, that's a fortune. Yeah, our hard work paid off.
Kenny and his group said they were heading to the Adventurers Guild to register their party, so we parted ways there. I was scheduled to meet everyone at the Adventurers Guild at 1 o'clock, so it would be perfect if I went there with my party after grabbing lunch somewhere. When I arrived at the Adventurers Guild on time with my party, the area in front was swarming with people. Of course, they were all our clan members. They probably figured it would be a nuisance to go inside with such a large group, though they were still causing a fair bit of trouble for the passerby. I messed up. I should have staggered the meeting times to avoid this congestion, but it was too late for that now. Captain Dalsim, let's get this over with quickly. Understood. As we trooped into the guild, all eyes were instantly on us. What is this? Who are you people? It seemed we had frightened a young female receptionist. I saw another staff member run into the back of the guild. I really screwed up. We're here to register a clan. The people behind me are the members of the parties we're registering. A clans? Is that all? That's all. I saw the guild master, Kevin, and several male staff members running over. Yup, I knew it.
What is all this commotion? My apologies for the disturbance. We're here to register a clan. And all these people behind you are clan members? That's right. Very well. Let's proceed with the paperwork. Then please submit the guild card of the clan leader and the guild cards of all the party members you are registering, the receptionist said. I'm the clan leader, and the first party to register is Satellite Squad 1. My guild card and the 9 cards belonging to Captain Dalsim and his members were submitted at the counter. Seeing them, the receptionist began furiously writing in a ledger. All C rank, Kevin muttered, looking at the guild cards for Satellite Squad 1. Satellite Squad 1 has been registered to the clan, the receptionist announced. All right, next up is Satellite Squad 2, please. The members of Satellite Squad 2 submitted their guild cards. Understood. These are all C rank 2. One after another, we completed the registrations. Of course, any party that finished registering was sent back to the home base, so the congestion gradually eased. Registration for Satellite Squad 10 is complete, the receptionist said, sounding a little irritated. Well, it was our fault for showing up to register all at once. Alan, I need to talk to you for a moment, if that's all right, Kevin said. He said he only needed me, so I sent everyone else back. I was led to the usual meeting room. It was just me, Kevin, and one other staff member. Alan, who are they? That was a rather abstract question. They're comrades I met elsewhere. We all gathered in Gans to make a name for ourselves. I see. So you're saying these 100 C-rank adventurers are all newcomers? They were all C-rank. I hadn't looked that closely. Well, considering their previous jobs, it made sense. That's right. So you're saying they all became C-rank through the evaluation test. I don't know if every single one did, but that's most likely the case. Which means their actual skill is C-rank or higher. Who are these people? I can't say anything myself. I've never asked them for details. Why don't you try asking them? Fine. For the Guild, an increase in our fighting force is a welcome development, all the more so when it's a cohesive force of over 100 C-rank or higher adventurers. I'll be counting on you when the time comes, you hear? I probably remembered the compulsory quests in the Guild's regulations, requests issued by the Guild during disasters and other emergencies. Understood. Of course we will cooperate. Then give me the location of your lodgings. This is something I ask of all clan leaders. It's the home that Great Storm used to use. We're using it now. I'd heard it was being renovated, but I didn't know it was for your clan. So, what kind of requests do you plan on taking in the future? For the time being, we plan on continuously taking on designated requests from the Commerce Guild, specifically bandit subjugation. From the Commerce Guild. With your numbers and skill, that might be a good fit. All right, I've asked what I needed to. Sorry for taking up your time. Not at all. And I apologize for the commotion we caused. I left the Adventurers Guild and headed for the clan home. All right, that's everything I needed to do today. I guess at dinner, I'll report the sales amount for the spoils of war to everyone, and then we'll have a brief meeting. I think I'll take it easy this afternoon. When I arrived at the home base, it looked like a battlefield. Everyone was spread out across the entire front plaza, holding wooden swords and sparring in pairs as if in a real battle. How did this happen? I saw Elna near the gate and decided to ask her. Elna, why is everyone suddenly doing this? Elna looked at me and grinned. It was an unpleasant grin. Who knows? I have no idea. Oh, Lord Alan, perfect timing. I hear you've been teaching swordsmanship to Lady Leah and Lord Norian. Please teach us as well. Someone grabbed my arm and pulled me to the center of the plaza. Everyone, gather round. Lord Alan will be teaching us swordsmanship now. Yay! Damn it. Elna set me up.